What happened in Edmonton's real estate market in July? In this video, we're going to talk all about what has been going on in terms of how many active listings there are, how many sales are happening. We're going to talk about what this means for you if you're a buyer, seller, or maybe you're a homeowner here in Edmonton. So let's first talk about the average price for single family homes in Edmonton. If you tune in on Tuesdays when we go live to talk about single family homes, we talk each week about what's happening in different neighborhoods, how many active listings there are, how many sales have gone pending, and how many conditions have been removed or sold, and comparing it to last year. You'll know that the average price has been increasing, and if you've been following along for the last couple of years, you'll also see that the average price has gone up by quite a bit. When we first hit the over $500,000 price for an average price, I thought, wow, that's a huge move. It went back down a little bit, but guess what? The average price in Edmonton for single family homes is $548,000. Now, what does that mean to you as a buyer? As a buyer, you need to adjust your expectations on what you're looking for, because Edmonton, though it is more affordable than most places all across Canada, it still has gone up, and sometimes I think people think they can buy a mansion for $500,000, and that's not the case. If you're looking for a new home versus an old home, new area versus an old area, that's all going to affect the value of what you're going to be paying. And don't forget about the interest rates. The interest rates have started to drop, and the speculation is it will continue to drop. However, I don't suspect it's going to go under to where we were at sub 3, sub 2%. So people have still high demand to purchase homes, and with that slight decrease, we did see a little bit of an increase in sales. Now, if we take a look at the number of new listings coming onto the real estate market for Edmonton area, this includes condominiumized product and single family home. We had just over 2,700 properties come for sale. Now that is higher than last month and higher than last year at this time. And the interesting thing is, again, when I talk on Tuesdays about new listings come on, we've actually been seeing a decline in the month of July, week over week, of listings available for sale, but that doesn't mean that there's nothing for sale. This is also to keep in mind that it's about half, because for the single family home product, what we've seen is we're sitting around the 2,300 available properties for sale, and I'll show you in a minute of how many properties are available for sale in Edmonton that are condominiumized versus single family. Now, we've seen 17,000 listings come on the market for 2024, and that's a lot of listings, but guess what? We've actually seen 12,000 properties sell so far this year. So in terms of sales, that's really strong. 12,000 properties sold in the first 7 months of this year. And if you look at what's actually available currently for sale, you have 4,310 properties available for sale. So you can see there's a little slight differential between that number if you do the math. Probably wondering the math doesn't add up. And that's because there are properties that are likely expired or terminated. Listings that are expired are properties that the contract is over and they've no longer put it on the market, or maybe they're waiting a month or two to put it back. Terminated listings mean they are no longer listing with that specific agent, or maybe they've taken it off in that specific way and are listing it again in a month or two. Now, if you take a look at the active inventory of just over 4,000, I had talked about how single family home inventory is just over 2,300. So you can see we're almost at a 50-50 split in terms of the choices you have on a condominiumized house or a non-condominiumized house. Now, for those of you watching in BC and Ontario, when I talk about condominiumized, I am not talking only about apartment style condos. There are apartment style condos, but there's also townhouse condos. There's also bungalow condominiumized property. Condominiumized properties are properties in which you pay condo fees monthly. So this means that you have to consider that you're not owning it completely outright. And though there are some pros and cons there, there's also pros and cons in single family, and that's also why we focus on single family homes on this channel. Now, just going back to sales, we had just over 2,000 sales for the month of July. And that is up from last month and also up from last year. So definitely we've had a really strong real estate market for the summer. Summer typically gets quieter, and it has happened. However, it's just usually gets slower in August, September, October. We don't start to see the ramp up again until February and March. But that doesn't mean that you as a buyer are going to get a massive deal, because there's not as many properties for sale and you as a seller are not going to necessarily sell for so low. As long as you're priced properly, your house shows well, you'll still be able to move your house quickly and for the dollar that you want if it is reasonable to what the market is saying your house is worth. If we take a look at the average days on market, we are lower than we were at this time last year at 31 days versus 45. So it is a very strong market because things are still moving quite quickly. And if you're watching and you're a buyer, you're thinking, Melody, things move way faster than 31 days. This is the average. So we're looking at the average between the houses that are selling within a week and the houses that have been sitting there for 6 months to a year. That's how we've averaged it out. But overall, the number is declining, and it means as a seller, you can move your home faster. Now, what does all this mean for you if you're a home owner? It means that your value of your home continues to increase, so the equity in your home is rising, which is great for you because this is an asset that you own. As you continue to pay off that mortgage, you're actually building equity because not only are you owing less, the house is actually worth more as well, so that allows you to maybe move up because your house and because your family is expanding, or you want to grab some of that equity to do some home renovations and improve your house as you continue to live in the house. Make sure to tune in on Tuesdays as we talk every single week about single family homes in the Edmonton real estate market. Thanks so much for watching.